Hello, and welcome to tonight's broadcast, which is brought to you by the distillery Ardbeg on the Isle of Isla. Tonight I am drinking an Ardbeg Ugadal. This broadcast is not at all sponsored by the distillery Ardbeg. It's just a scotch that I really enjoy. So, my name is Tickle My Iguana, and without further ado, I would like to welcome you to New Chungus, which is my first gameplay instance. I only downloaded this game about 2 weeks ago. It represents about 200 hours of survival gameplay with a couple of dips into creative because old Chungus kept getting flung off into space due to interactions between rotors, merge blocks, and hangar doors. Much easier to just copy and paste, and I'm clearly weak-willed and don't desire to chase down stations, add thrusters, and fly back to the original position and rotation only for it to happen, 10 minutes later. Currently we're in creative because I don't feel like running out of energy during this video. So without further ado, let's take you into the top door of New Chungus, which used to be the side door. The top door, uncoincidentally, there we go, overlooks the bottom of New Chungus. Wow. New Chungus has its own gravity, thanks to this gravity generator here. Its own storage, vents, O2, H2 generators, hydrogen tanks, oxygen tanks, etc. Over here we have Izzy's solar alignment script, which manages 120 solar panels on the station, as well as Master's inventory script, which is very useful. Typically I delete a couple of lines here, but that seems to be inconsistent. I obviously don't need the need for original welders and a couple of things, so I just delete those to prevent the scrolling action, but it's occurring right now, so we're going to roll with it. We've got 6 refineries, all yield and assemblers. You've all seen that before. There's Earth for reference, as well as an asteroid that we're mounted on. And it's pretty Spartan in here because I don't spend a whole lot of time actually on station. So without further ado, we're going to hop out to my first large out of atmosphere ship, which is a giant brick that I love dearly. I call it Big Chungus. It has large hydrogen thrusters in every direction, and I have previously come off of Earth with about 13 million kilos of ice and been able to accelerate to about 600 meters per second before I even hit 10 kilometers, allowing myself to just kind of coast on up here. Ton of thrust, very capable, very brick-like, and don't you dare insult it. It's a great ship, and I love it. It's got its own nuclear reactor in there, a couple of 4 hydrogen tanks, 2 large storage containers, 6 refineries, oxygen and H2 generators. Yeah, not honestly the highlight of this video, but it's how I got here. It has 3 docking ports for a mining ship, a weld and grind ship, as well as a detecting ship, large block, because I need the range and I don't feel like wasting hydrogen flying around asteroids looking for stuff. This is my station weld and grind ship, which is capable of just eating one of these guys in only a couple of minutes, and I love that as well. But without further ado, we're gonna move on to really the highlight of this video, which is Super Chungus. Not Big Chungus, but Super Chungus. Super Chungus is intended to have all of the utility of Big Chungus, but bigger, and has all of those ships internal. This is the forward airlock for Super Chungus, and we are about to stroll aboard here. It's red because I like that. That's all I got for that, really. We're going to close these doors right on up here because I want to demonstrate that this is airtight, because one of the highlights of this ship is some very large hangar doors. There we go. You can see this is all sealed up regardless if it's not really venting right now, but you can obviously see from that vent that we are airtight. And this is a utility room with 2 hydrogen tanks. We don't use hydrogen thrusters on this ship. It's all ion thrusters. We've got 2 nuclear generators, a bunch of 6 refineries, 2 assemblers, all moduled up. Over in the bay, we have another detector ship, as well as this very ugly, very capable mining ship with 21 drills on the front, powered by a bunch of ion thrusters. I love it as well. I don't really care for the aesthetics, but it serves its purpose more than adequately. So up above here, we're going to go into the bridge where we have another instance of Master's inventory script here. Also scrolling through, which I'm not a fan of, but it does work. Well, I'm not a fan of the scrolling. I gotta go over to that programming block and delete a line or two. But we've got wall-on batteries, and we've got some large cargo containers as well, because all of those are necessary. Down below us, we have our gravity drive. Just a big brick at center mass of the ship, which is entirely its function. So without further ado, we are going to undock the ship, which does require me actually... Oh, wait, hold on. Before I do that, I have to unmerge. But then we're going to turn the ship, or the station, into a ship, turn off the connector, and get out of here for a second. And we're going to do that so that we can come to the highlight of this video, which is those neon-lined pits over there. We're gonna hop on over here, and we are gonna hit 1 on this button, and that is gonna open up some airtight hangar doors. And in doing so, and I'm not gonna spoil the moment by giving you a view of the ship, it's just gonna, oh, look at that. Just a huge space to park whatever ship you really want in there. That's really the highlight of the ship, is the ability to throw in a whole bunch of other smaller ships. All airtight, as you saw, everything was sealed up. And this is Super Chungus here, with all of its thrusters, all of its defenses, its oxygen generators, solar panels. This is a ship that I am honestly super proud of, super happy with. Super Chungus. Yeah, that's what I got here. 200 hours of survival gameplay, my first playthrough of the game. I don't really know where to go from here. Maybe make this a little more aesthetic, but I don't really mind the brick shape, and it's a very, very, very functional vessel here. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.